Welcome here to the Redination. Notes from the Underground starts now.
What's up, family? Thank you for tuning in today. I have two special guests, Tony and Shaggy from Therapy Tonics, one of my favorite brands, and it's San Diego local. So let's get into it.
I went to high school in San Diego for the most part. I got here like in eighth grade. So I've been here the last 12 years. I'm actually from South Lake Tahoe, California, up in the mountains. Um, but really just, fell in love with the beach vibes and just everything out here, the energy of the people. It's really fast paced. Everyone's got somewhere to be and something to accomplish. And I really enjoy being around that fast moving energy. Keeps you on your
Yeah.
toes. So,
I
yeah.
bet.
So about 3 years ago, I moved from Virginia, nice small town Williamsburg, but I was just too comfortable there. Would have had a nice job at a restaurant, but I loved cannabis, and so I was dealing a little part time, just half pound QP or so. And I just got scared every time I heard the sirens, and I shouldn't feel this way because I love cannabis. And
Right.
so I decided, you know what, I'm moving cross country to California. Luckily, had some friends from college move out here, so checked it out, and I was
Here
gone.
we are.
Came with a
Absolutely.
box, duffel bag, and my dog, and it worked out.
That's how it be sometimes.
Right.
And
So I started in the culinary industry about 6, 7 years ago, and found that I had a natural talent and was lucky enough to be in the right place, right time, and meet certain chefs and individuals that helped accelerate my knowledge and my techniques and my skills. And if anyone who's worked in the kitchen, they know how daunting it can be and how much it takes out of
Oh,
you
yeah.
spiritually, creatively, in so many ways. So I got to a point where I needed to become a chef. I felt like I happened to meet an individual that got me in the right place at the right time. But I started entry level in cannabis. Therapy Tonics was the first cannabis job I ever had,
you're still there.
and I'm still there. And I'm a master brewer now.
Loyalty,
so,
guys.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I tried one of our Luna teas, which is our it's a peppermint chamomile Luna tea that's meant for nighttime. And I personally am a horrible insomniac. I stay up all night. My head is just racing. I'm planning. I'm analyzing. I'm thinking about everything that happened. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I've tried a lot of stuff over the years. I'm happy to be able to create something that I stand behind.
Yeah.
And actually positively has affected my life in a major way.
So how many years have you been in the industry?
I've been with therapy for close to 4 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In
definitely.
cannabis?
Cannabis,
that's-
about the same. We all started.
But-
I used to smoke.
No,
12
but what
blunts
I
a day
mean
with the
is,
homies, but
in cannabis, 4 years is actually
it's like 12
experience.
years, right?
Yeah, it's like dog years in this industry. So I hear you,
Yes.
brother.
I think in cannabis we have a 3-time multiplier on pretty
Exactly.
much everything. You know what I mean? Just because of what's expected and how ever-changing, growing the industry
Exactly,
is. so-
especially in the legal side. So.
Absolutely.
So, like I
What-
said, I moved out to California to get in the industry. It took a little while, honestly. I thought with the knowledge I had, I figured it'd be a little bit faster, but it took me about 6 months of riding a bicycle 30 miles a day on days off to just apply to 5 dispensaries. And then when I got a car, it was 60 dispensaries throughout the days off. It'd be anywhere going from the border all the way up to Oceanside over to El Cajon just to get a shot.
Yeah.
Luckily, eventually got a part of a tour company, which unfortunately that didn't last, so I got part of a dispensary. For a year, I've been with Therapy Tonics. Started off as a brewer under Anthony, and I was just better with people and with events and things like that, and I just wanted to educate and talk to people more. And
Absolutely,
so
that's what
I've
it's
done.
all about.
Wow.
This show, I really started it because I kind of wanted to highlight like highly qualified professionals in the industry, especially in the legal side, because I feel like the media doesn't really put too much pays too much attention or even highlights it as part of the uprising of a new industry.
You're talking to a few people that don't have a master's degree or anything like that in business or
Right.
in chemistry, but here I worked a nurses convention about 4 months ago, and I'm teaching nurses and doctors about how cannabis works in your body and why
Right.
you feel the ways you do. And so these are people with lots of degrees that are coming to us for information.
Absolutely.
Because they didn't study it. And so that's what you're saying is you're looking at people, some that are extremely professional that come from different aspects.
So
Society's professional is
exactly,
what I say.
just the traditional standards, and I feel like the cannabis industry is actually breaking that mold because individuals that have been working in it and just identify the actual benefits of the plant and pretty much utilizing human data because you guys deal with customers and patients that give you their stories and how you have been able to help them and
No,
what
absolutely.
works and what doesn't work. So
The way I see it, I mean, I always say, and I like to say that we're pioneers, and not just people in
There
the
you go,
manufacturing
exactly.
side, but all of us right now having this conversation, and a lot of people listening, because what we're doing is we're breaking down barriers, we're breaking down walls, we're getting rid of stigmas, and education and advocacy is the most important thing you could do. You may not be able to infuse a product, but you
Yeah.
can stand for something that is bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
And
Thank you for saying that. 'Cause
no, of
it's
course,
true.
and we're doing the groundwork right now for a lot of people in a lot of different aspects of this cannabis field. And another cool thing about it is, I mean, we live in an era where this conversation means something, where we have
Absolutely.
the ability to make change through our voice, and anybody can step up and advocate for something that they believe in. And I think that it's super cool in cannabis, as a young industry and a lot of young people, stepping up and making a way. What I always say is we have an opportunity to do things right and do it right the first time. So we
Absolutely.
don't have to go back in 5 years and try to fix mistakes that were made by other people. We can set an example and set a
Totally.
standard. And that's kind of, what I encourage all of us to do, and definitely what we try to do with therapy.